Hey folks, here Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to not a planned live stream. I hope you have checked out the video that I have released today. It's an extremely important video. The whole video is around the current ongoing war situation and how can it impact multiple factors. Uh, Pooja, if you can just share the link of today's video in the pinned comment and in the description box as well. It's too bright light today. Ah, okay. So, in today's video, I've talked about a lot of points. Actually, four key points is what I've discussed. First, a very different angle with which I've started the video, that why actually has this war started? Is there any finance angle that can be seen? Is there any specific pattern that can be seen? Is what I've started the video with. Then I've discussed about the impact on market, on economy, on currency, on commodities. Then I've talked about the sectoral impact. I've talked about specific stocks to watch, and ultimately I've talked about Nifty key levels to watch. Okay, so without fail, please check that video. I've given the link in the description and in the pinned comment also. But then I thought that I should specifically focus on one point because there are a lot of gold lovers in our community as well. So I just thought, whatever discussion I have read about gold, whatever is my thought process about gold, I should quickly tell that to you. And so let's quickly understand. Arre kya baat hai. Kshitij is saying that was an excellent video I just saw. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so let's understand. Acha, by the way, in that video only, I have also discussed something about the Strait of Hormuz. I'm not sure how many people have actually seen on Google Maps where that Strait of Hormuz lies. So before I talk about gold, I just thought of I should quickly show you where is that. I hope my screen is visible, and this is the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, very clearly visible, Strait of Hormuz. Now let me zoom out and you will see where is this. Okay, zoom out, zoom out. Okay, now I can see India. Okay, and this part is the Strait of Hormuz. Right, now why is this important? That is what I've told in the video, that whatever is the crude oil import export trade of crude oil, basically world ka 20 to 30% happens through this Strait of Hormuz. Now, what is the reason? The reason is very simple. If we are talking about UAE exporting crude, of course, for them, because of the vicinity, they are going to ship it via the Strait of Hormuz. Same for Qatar, same for you can see Kuwait, same for them. Even if I'm talking about Iran, same for them. Iraq, same. So all these Gulf countries find the Strait of Hormuz very easy to export crude, and that is the reason why this is a very very key choke point. It's extremely narrow. That's a key choke point for crude oil as well. Okay, now that we understand about the Strait of Hormuz and this that, because of war, one asset class which always gains a lot of attention is gold. Okay, now let's understand, because in that video I have not talked a lot about gold, so I wanted to keep that video a little bit short. Then I thought I should just do a quick live stream, not more than 10-15 minutes, but on gold specifically, right? So what happens here is that, acha, by the way, before I start my discussion, let's quickly understand about how gold price has reacted. This is a daily chart of gold, right? If you see, last 2 days may gold has jumped by intraday more than 4.5%. Okay, but of course it cooled off a little bit and it closed somewhere here, $5,336 per ounce. Okay, if you want to understand about MCX may, by the way, I've just drawn this line and this line. Let me just delete this. This was the historic day where we saw gold and silver going crazy, then the fall started, whatever. But this was the key level, and this is exactly where gold futures are also again seeing a resistance. So question is that, acha, let's also check the jump here in MCX in gold. This is more than 5%. 5% jump in barely 2 days. What's the matter? Everyone understands that whenever any warlike situation happens, uh, be it individuals, be it governments, they try to pull out their money from anything which is kind of risky to something which is comparatively safer. Correct. So they look at uh, safety, and that is where gold comes into place. Okay, so is there any other asset class which can be considered equally safe like gold? Answer is yes. Why not? It could be US bonds, US central government bonds. But now understand the problem. Other central banks, they have started to get a feeling that why invest in US dollars, or why invest in US dollar bonds? uh, we also would want to diversify our portfolio, and that is the reason why you can see, be it central bank of Russia, be it central bank of China, be it central bank of India, all these big countries central banks are now diversifying, and diversifying primarily into gold. One more important point is that, see, whenever, acha, this is little bit hardcore economics. If you can understand it, well and good. If not, it's okay. Hardcore economics, next point. Okay, now see, if I am the government, and I have two choices. Okay, invest in US bonds where I'm going to get yields, okay, like interest, okay, or invest in gold. Okay, now for me, what happens is that whenever bond yields are extremely high, when bond yields are high, I want an answer from you all. Where can I automatically get attracted? Can I get attracted more towards gold, or can I get attracted more towards US bonds whenever US bond yields are high? I want an answer quick. If US bond yields are on a higher side, where would I be tempted to invest, in bonds or in gold? Okay, I'm getting a lot of correct answers, which is bonds. Very good. Just to quickly show, 1, 2, 3, 4. Many people are giving bond as an answer. Some people are also giving gold as an answer, but the correct answer is bonds. Okay, why? I am going to get a fixed yield. I'm going to get fixed. It's not correct word, but still fixed rate of interest kind of a thing. Interest and yield is not same. I understand that, but just for explanation, I'm using these words interchangeably. Okay, so there is a possibility that I may get automatically inclined towards bonds. Okay, now what has happened with the US 10-year bond yield? So for that, all these stats are available on trading economics. Okay, so if you see here, this is the US government bonds 10-year yield, and if you see here, last 1 month roughly, which is this is, let's hide this is which, 2nd February or even 3rd February. If you see here, from 3rd February to 2nd March, exactly 1 month, this was the high, and from this high till yesterday's low, if you see here, let me just check this, from here to here to, this is yesterday's low, this is an 8% drop, pretty much big drop, and right now it stands at 4.04%. So from a yield of 4.3% to a yield of 3.9%, though in points you may not understand the gravity, but in totality it's like an 8-pointer drop. In such cases, what happens is that automatically central governments may feel that whenever yields are anyways on a lower side, again a little bit economics or finance, my uh, opportunity cost, the word exactly is opportunity cost, my opportunity cost of holding gold is less. Little bit tricky. Okay, I'll try and simplify this. Just pay attention. What do I exactly mean by opportunity cost? See, if I'm saying that, array, if you invest in both US dollars, US bonds, and gold, safety is more or less similar. Okay, but if you are investing in bonds, you are going to get somewhere around 4% yield. For sure, you are going to get, unless and until US government defaults, but chances are extremely low. 4% yield you are anyways going to get. But then in that case, if I'm saying still I will go ahead with gold, my opportunity cost is at 4%. Means I am losing out on an opportunity to invest at 4%. That is why the moment I invest in gold, my opportunity cost goes high. But now if the yields drop, my opportunity cost of investing in gold also drops. कळलं का? Did you understand? Higher yields, I'll have a higher opportunity cost. If yields drop, my opportunity cost, the opportunity that I would have gotten by investing in bonds, that opportunity income, that opportunity cost goes down. This is the simplest explanation of opportunity cost. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Yes, absolutely, I'm getting this. Okay, fantastic. So my overall opportunity cost reduces if I'm investing in uh, gold at the time when US yields are dropping. Plus, what has happened is that uh, overall, there are different governments who are saying that we want to invest where there is zero counterparty risk. Now, if you remember what had happened, uh, Russia had invested a lot of money in US, but when they started a war against Ukraine, that is when their money was frozen by Russia, right? Sorry, by USA. So you can imagine my money is lying in USA, and USA says, I'm not going to allow you to access your own money. In such a case, governments would not want to have that kind of a risk, right? And that is where investing in gold gets a brownie point. It gets one extra point. Okay, so that is what I'm talking about, zero counterparty risk when I'm talking about gold. Overall de-dollarization, this concept is also again kind of accelerating. See, the moment there is going to be war-like situation, the moment there is going to be uncertainty, governments would want to focus a little bit more on de-dollarization. They would want to ensure that they invest in assets which are safe enough, which are not dependent on a specific country. And if you have read about BRICS currency, of course it's not yet widely used. I'm not sure whether this currency has also been officially launched or not. I mean, I just read news articles about this could be something which can happen in the future. But see, every currency has to be backed by something, right? And if this BRICS currency were to come into play, and if actual trading in BRICS currency were to start, if it were to start, then to what I have read and to what I remember, the what do we say, the reserve for BRICS currency is going to be 40% in gold, and balance 60% will be of different currency baskets. So maybe that currency basket will include some weightage to Brazilian currency, some weightage to Russian currency, some to Indian currencies, some to Chinese, some to South African. Okay, that will be a basket, and 40% of that will be in gold reserve. So all in all, the overall demand for gold is ideally going to keep on rising. I don't see any reason why uh, gold will just crash without anything. Plus, what could happen is that, see, the again, it's always gold versus US dollars, and if that be so, longer wars will put more and more pressure on the US treasuries, on the US reserves, is what I can say, US dollar reserves. More and more pressure on the US reserves, whatever they have, is equal to more and more pressure on their debt. Anyways, their debt level is extremely high. And if their debt level is extremely high, with all these pressures building up, again, different governments would want to choose some different asset as compared to US dollar. And that is the reason why there's a great chance that gold can still keep on getting more and more attention. Now, with all these things said and done, now we have to understand that what could be a possible target for gold. So for that, let me just share my screen one more time, and I'll show you, based on this, what could be a possible target. See, understand, this is about US dollar per ounce. Okay, this is the best way to check gold. Why? This doesn't have the dollar rupee currency fluctuation impact. Okay, this is the best pointer for gold. And you can see here, this is the resistance line. Exactly from here, the selling pressure has already started. Question is, what is the possibility that this resistance line will be broken, and maybe a candle something like this can be formed? What is the chance for that? Or maybe it just keeps on going higher also. What is the chance of that? Acha, of course, understand that next immediate resistance is going to be this level. Okay, so from the current close till here, the immediate target still would be around 5%. But there is one more possibility, that if the war keeps on aggravating for another 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, whatever, you can see here, this is like, a consolidation that has happened. It was at this level of 5400. It corrected. I think from this top it should be around 17-18%. Let's check. Oh, shade more than that, 21% from the top. From that it has recovered. It has again touched almost its previous high, almost. And then if it were to again shoot up, ideally this height, okay, I'm just leaving these last one or two candles, maybe it's just noise, but ideally in such cases, anyone who has done my course on technical analysis, you will understand that whatever is the height of this consolidation pattern, sorry, it didn't work out properly, one second. Whatever is the height will be till here, correct? So this entire thing should ideally get replicated, and roughly 12% from the breakout. But if I'm talking from the current level, in that case, from here, if I were to calculate, it could be around 15% from here as well. Okay, so when could this happen? Again, very important, when could this happen? This could happen if the war continues, and if the war stops, of course we'll again see selling in gold, and gold might come down rapidly. Okay, so what do you have to remember? Like I always keep on telling you, please continue your SIPs. Gold, silver has to be a part of your portfolio. 10% is at least the minimum. I mean, 10% is a good allocation for gold and silver. With the current situation, we have to understand that if such uncertainties keep on happening time and again, there is a possibility that these asset classes, be it gold, be it silver, they could keep on rising. So ensure that you don't ignore these asset classes. Just one quick point before I wrap up today's session. Whatever I had to tell about gold, I've done that. But one important point, that whatever we discussed right now, see, this was a very crucial resistance level, or even in this case, whatever resistance level that I drew right now. So drawing such resistance levels manually is very easy. But what if I tell you that now I have learned how to code? And you might be like, Rachana, you are not a software engineer or IT engineer. How can you code? I've learned it using Chat GPT. Okay, so I've learned how to code, how to deploy that code on TradingView. So these days, whenever there are trend lines on my chart, I don't draw it manually. All these trend lines are there based on AI. Okay, so anyone who wants to upskill their knowledge about technical analysis using AI, I have a separate webinar which is scheduled this Sunday, that is on the Women's Day, 8th of March, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Five key things that can be learned in this webinar. Number one, the point that I told you, identify trend line breakouts with structured logic. But this trend line, you are not going to draw, you're not going to learn how to draw it manually, but I'm going to tell you how to automate this trend line using Pine scripts. And if you don't know how to write codes in Pine script, that also I'm going to teach you how can you do that using Chat GPT. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to generate buy and sell signals. So you will have a buy signal generated on your TradingView chart, sell signal generated on your TradingView chart. How? Using AI powered Pine script again. And many people are actually asking this, but ma'am, we don't have a paid version of TradingView. It's okay, you can also do that in the free version. Okay, so how to do that, buy sell signals directly on TradingView using AI powered Pine scripts. I'm going to teach you that. How to build your own technical analysis mentor who can review your setup. So many a times people want me to check whether their analysis is correct or not, but every time I can't come and check everyone's charts. But what if I can teach you how to have your own AI mentor who can check whatever study you have done, that is correct or wrong? It can rate you on a 5 pointer, one being the worst, 5 on 5 being the best. How to develop such kind of AI mentor is what I'm going to teach. How to scan stocks using AI. Okay, RSI above 60, scan all these stocks using AI. That is also what we are going to learn. So many things that will be learned. Only I've given two important points here, that you should be aware about basics of technical analysis. If you don't know what is RSI, if you don't know what is a candle, what is a breakout, what is a trend line, what is a resistance line, if you're not familiar with these words, this AI webinar will not be suitable for you. You should know these terminologies. Okay, I don't expect pro level, no, but you should understand these terminologies whenever I say resistance, breakout, or whatever, RSI above this, then 200 days moving average, 50 days moving average, whatever, right? One more thing, there are limited seats, only 500 seats, and we are left with last 150 to 200 seats. So anyone who wants to enroll to this webinar, please check out the link in the pinned comment and in the description box. I'm going to share the code with you all. The code is webinar. Don't forget to use that also for some extra discount. That's like a 20% discount on the webinar enrollment charges. So anyone who wants to upskill their game in technical analysis, don't forget to enroll for this webinar. Oh, Kaustubh is saying, ma'am, option selling webinar one more time. I know option selling webinar. Uh, it was, I mean, we had no seats left. As I mentioned, right? There are only 500 seats possible in my Zoom meeting. And that was the reason why those people who tried to enroll on the last day, I could not fit in those people. But because of the fantastic response, if you just check, that's my homepage, right? But if you go into the live webinar page, you will see that I've already announced option selling webinar. This is on the 5th of April, and also one more webinar on 10th of May, which is fundamental analysis using AI. Okay. Uh, this is almost a month away, and this is like almost 2 months away. So anyone who wants to enroll for any of these webinars, of course, you can check out this page as well, webinar page. So I hope this is very clear. The whole live stream was primarily focused on the go. I can see few questions coming up there. uh, will recording be available? Yes, we will be providing the recording for 7 days from the date of webinar, right? There are YouTube videos on Pine scripts, absolutely. See, whatever I teach, you can learn from Google, you can learn from YouTube, you can learn from ChatGPT, you can learn from Gemini, you can learn from anywhere. Then why learn from me, right? There are two primary reasons. First one, question is that if you want to learn the same thing in less number of hours, if you want to save your own time, you need someone who has been doing that for years together and can share the experience in a smaller amount of time. That is where I come in. If it is about simplification, same concept simplified to the core, that is where I come in. And whenever I'm teaching you something about Pine scripts or whatever, I'll just ensure that you are getting whatever I'm telling you. So maybe, step by step fashion, one by one, plus recording. Very important, I'm actually going to give you the Pine script. So whenever I'm going to give you the trend line breakdown or trend line breakout, I'm going to actually share the Pine script, exact Pine script, which you can directly copy paste in your own trading view login, and have the coding with you. So all these things are included, they are a part of the webinar. So anyone who wants to learn, they can enroll. And of course, any knowledge is available on the internet, no second thoughts on that, right? All right. And yes, Shrikar says 510 people are watching, only 15 likes, which is like less percentage than what gold has risen in 2 days. Kya baat hai, Shrikar, very nice comment. All right. This was primarily not like a main Thursday live stream. Wanted to share my views on gold. I did not find time to put all these things in my today's video. So two things, anyone who's interested to know about gold, I hope you have already checked the whole live stream. If you want to know more about the finer aspects of why this war started, impact on different sectors, stocks, and all that, Pooja is going to share the link in the pinned comment and in the description box. And number two, anyone who wants to sharpen their technical analysis skills using AI, link is there in the pinned comment and in the description box. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye.